Yeah.
Dramatic effect.
Yo guys, welcome back to the Sewer Rat Podcast. It's your host Sebastian, aka Arctic Ford.
It's Bill, aka BDR Productions.
Happy Halloween! It's the Halloween episode.
It is a special Halloween episode where we finally have one in person. That
Yeah, we do.
is remarkable.
Truly crazy.
It is crazy. So, have any plans for Halloween?
I work.
Yeah. Listen, you're telling me you're not going back to childhood, but instead of being the child giving gifted treats, you're not gonna treat kids with a nice bag of candy. And if you really want to be that guy, just give them like the worst candy, like
Like
those
those flavored Tootsie Rolls.
No,
Those are awful.
those are great.
No,
those are my go-to. The vanilla one was fire.
Oh, by the way, also, my family has a fun little thing on Halloween. We do not hand out candy. My parents hide.
Hide,
Yeah, we turn off all our lights and act like we're not home.
and you just kind of scare them.
No, we just, ignore them.
Oh, that's certainly something.
We'll maybe watch, a horror movie if we're home.
Okay, well, listen. So, I'm just saying. First off, that takes awful. The vanilla Tootsie Rolls are a fire, 10 out of 10. I don't care what you say about the flavored ones. The orange one's kind of mid. I'll admit it. Orange one is kind of mid.
Yeah, no.
Listen, for anyone who just gives candy corn,
What is wrong with you?
at least we could get common ground on it. Candy corn, terrible.
Awful.
You know what? And maybe, just maybe, you need to hand out treats and only give out candy corn.
Candy corn is like a bottom 5 candy.
I know. That's why. It's showing yeah, I respect tradition. I'm going to give you candy. But you're just basically giving them the middle finger.
Especially if it's loose candy corn. You just sprinkle a handful into
No
their
one
bag.
does that. No one.
Yeah, but it would be awful to do.
It would be. It'd be like one of the people who give apples for Halloween, first off.
Yeah, but at least apples taste good.
Yeah, but people tamper with, people... Not saying people do, but that's, one of the foods that people tamper with.
You get razor blades in your candy?
I've never known.
I haven't either.
I think... Hear me out. I heard a thing to where anyone who, So the whole razor blade could have happened. Could have gave some people bad ideas, and I hope that's never happened to anybody. But there's a theory that they say that just so the adults of the kids take what they want. It's like, oh, you got a Reese. Oh, this looks weird. Let me take that.
Let me take that. I gotta take a safety bite first.
Well, I mean, if it's fun size, I mean, the whole thing is a bite. I mean, I don't get it. What do you think?
I think it probably did happen to at least one person.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
But then the media takes it, and every year it's, oh yeah, there's razor blades in your candy. Watch out, watch out. Oh, there's gonna be needles in your candy. You ever hear that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That or people putting bad things in candy.
No, they're just adding some special sugar.
No, I don't think so. Listen, honestly, I think that's terrible. And I don't think anyone would probably do it.
I think it's very unlikely.
Yeah.
Because that's also a lot of work to do. Because then you have to, repackage the candy.
Well, that's not the hard part.
Well, you also have to get it in there, hide it. You'd probably have to, melt some chocolate down, re-encase it, remold it around it, if you're trying to truly hide it.
You're forgetting about the expensive part, is putting the stuff in it.
It's buying the candy and the razor blades.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if they wanted to put anything else in it. But that's just messed up on a whole new level.
Let's be fair here. If you're a person who's buying that product, you ain't giving that product up that easily.
Oh yeah. But I have a controversial take. There's one candy people look at me like I'm crazy for liking. It's not Halloween candy whatsoever, no. I like those Necco wafers.
I've never had one.
So you know those little candy hearts that you get for
Yeah.
Valentine's Day? Imagine that, but like bigger and not heart shaped.
That sounds good.
Oh, okay.
What, people don't like candy hearts?
Well, no, because people say it tastes like chalk.
So that's part of the appeal. That shows what true love really is.
Yeah, well, fair enough. Fair enough. No, but it's like, because it has more like old people kind of take stereotype for having. Kind of like Werther's Originals.
Fair.
All favorites of my grandfather.
You know, as a kid, you know what me and my brothers used to eat for candy until my parents told us to stop because it's not good? You know cough drops?
Oh, no.
Me and my brothers love them cough drops.
Yeah?
Yeah, and my grandma always had a bag in her house. And every time we go over, the bag would disappear.
What's it? Listen. Another good one. Have you ever had the hard candy Fireball?
I have not.
So it's these black, not black, it's these red little hard candies.
Aren't they cinnamon flavored?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I know of them, and every time we would get them as a kid, my parents would look at me like, "You're not gonna like that," and then they take them away and throw it away.
They didn't even let you try it?
No, they were like, "We're protecting you."
Yeah, well, I'm just saying.
Now, Bill, what's your opinion on sour candy?
I'm not a big sour guy.
Like, I
I'm more
get
of
the
spicy.
I get the appeal of sour candy, but I mean, why would you purposely put yourself through that? Besides, if your friends were like trying to screw with you.
Well, I think it's the same appeal of like spicy candy.
Yeah.
Like Fireball's a good one. Sour Patch. I've only had it a couple times and.
You know that if you have like too much sour candy, you can cut your mouth open with it.
That like corrode your teeth. Yeah.
Yeah. People used to try and see how many warheads they could have in one, and it's not a smart idea because your mouth literally starts bleeding.
Yeah, it's all the acid in it.
Mm-hmm.
But
in fact, pineapple will do that too. Gotta be careful.
Well, that's why people put it like with ham, like the kind of acid breaks down all the some of the meat.
Because pineapple has an enzyme in it that literally breaks down organic material.
So, yeah,
it's fun.
It is fun. But I'm trying to remember. There was. So in Halloween, you always had those houses. So, the houses, people just leave the bowl out and just take one. The houses that give the king-size candy bars. Those are the good houses.
The rich people neighborhoods.
Oh no, there's always that one house in each neighborhood. There's always that one. That apple. Do you know what grinded my gears?
What grinds your gears?
When they gave me toothpaste.
I hated that.
I mean, I get the gesture.
Mm-hmm.
Like, obviously, as grown up, I get it. And I know probably in some families, probably don't have that.
Mm-hmm.
Really, it's not have it available to the children at all times. However, as a kid, you're wanting that candy, the king size candy bar, and that's also the same kind of people that give you an apple.
Mm-hmm. Should we pause real quick and readjust the lighting?
Should
we pause real quick and readjust the lighting? It's gotten real dark. Okay.
Hold on. There we go. Now with high definition. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
So it's more about the idea, the whole concept of getting that. However, what was a really, really good one? There's this, I forget what it is, but like you'd always get like these weird obscure candies you've never heard of. You remember that?
Whenever I was a kid, we typically went trick or treating at my church because they would do a trunk or treat, which is basically just people out decorate the back of their cars and do it. Those are still some good times. We used to have a tire swing there, and all of us kids played a very not smart game. You know what that game was?
What was it?
One person was in the swing, two people were pushing it back and forth, and then everyone had to run in between. And if you got hit, you were out.
Now,
there was that in Red Rover where we clotheslined a kid.
Well,
so what's this candy? Sorry for the side tangent.
I know. I mean, I'm just saying. Do you ever just remember getting into some like weird candy that you like? I can't even recall. Like some of them are just weird.
There's been times I'm like, what is this? But you know what always slap? Candy cigarettes. Love me them candy cigarettes. What, did you never have those?
I know I did. I just never saw the appeal.
I love those things.
Yeah. No, that's terrible.
They taste so good. It's just pure sugar. It's the same thing as those candy hearts.
Yeah, I just never saw the appeal. I think it's catering to the, like, it wasn't for me.
Fair enough.
I want to ask you something. Think back a long time ago. Just think back. What was, let's say, some of the things you dressed up as?
I've done Pokemon trainers before because that's my like lazy go-to. I think my favorite was Darth Vader, just because I got a lightsaber with it, and then I would whack my brothers.
Okay.
I did that. As a kid, I was a Star Wars kid, so I also did Darth Maul at a point. Darth Maul was cooler because you got the two-sided lightsaber, double whacking power.
Yeah.
How about you?
I'm gonna say this. I also was Darth Vader at one point. I think it's a go-to classic. But so I was. I think this was one of the last times I dressed up. It's probably when I was in 5th grade. And what do you think this goober, me, had to go out with? Actually, no. That is a lie. But I'll get to it. That was the second to last time I dressed up.
Let's see. What was popular in 5th grade?
You're not gonna get it. You're not gonna get it.
You a pirate?
Not gonna get it. I was Jack Sparrow one year.
I don't know. What was it? 5th grade.
Homer Simpson. Homer. And I was a fat kid. Okay. I was a fat kid. I thought that was peak.
Did you hit people with the dough?
Man, you bet your Sweet Bippy had some donuts that day. You bet your Sweet Bippy. No. So, yeah, that was a pretty good one. Other than that, I'm trying to dig through the whole reservoir of memories.
I remember one year a kid at our high school dressed up in a white trash bag and said he was white trash.
You know, yeah, the person we had on the podcast.
That wasn't him.
Yeah, he did.
He did that at one point? Because I saw someone else do it.
No, he did that.
I saw someone else at our high school do it. This is the same kid who got called in the middle of the class because he had... I was in a forensics class at our high school, and we had to set up our own crime scene. And he brought a bag of lawn clippings. And the dogs came to the school that day. The drug dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And they peeked on his backpack. So he had to stay in the office for like 2 hours, explain to them that no, this isn't anything bad. This is just grass from my lawn. And he like explained this to his mom too.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they probably could tell, but I bet they were just confused.
Yeah.
So, you know what? I think I'm gonna say the last time. Do you know what I dressed up last time?
Huh.
I did something funny. Now I did this as surely just a mere joke.
Mm-hmm.
There's this outfit. This was a political outfit.
Oh boy.
It was.
Were you our fearless leader, or fearless ex-leader now, Donald Trump?
No. I was getting a piggyback ride off of Donald Trump. It was perfect. I had
That's
a mega
awesome.
hat on, and I was giving people Trump 2020 bills as a joke because I thought it would be hilarious.
That is hilarious.
It'd be the look on people's face when they saw it. They're like, "Park."
Jesus Christ. I think at a college campus, I would get murdered if I did that.
I know. I just thought because I'm like, you know what? I know this could push a few buttons, and I'm like, what's there to lose?
Because my campus is probably pretty 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
Because we got them rednecks going. But then we have the people who travel to our school to go. And I've seen some interesting things happen on campus.
Yeah.
Back on the topic of candy real quick. Have you ever made candy before?
Yes.
Me too. High school chemistry class.
No. I mean, yeah, that. But I've actually made candy. There's a little family recipe my great grandparents have, and just make like little hard candies. Is most of that hard to get now? Absolutely.
Oh, I'm sure.
But it all merely is just sugar and water.
Yeah. I mean, my family's done it before too, the way we did it in high school chemistry. So if y'all don't know what we're talking about, they basically just had us, like, in class, boil some sugar and water, add some flavorings, and then where we live gets a little cold, and then we just leave it outside to freeze. And then dust it with some powdered sugar, and then smash it so that it was in a bunch of little pieces. It's pretty good. I made caramel before too. That stuff's kind of annoying to make.
Speaking of making stuff, I goofed up before.
How so?
This is just on the topic of cooking. This is kind of just off in its own little thing. So have you ever made a roux before for like any kind of food?
Oh yeah, I've done that plenty of times.
Yeah, I didn't have a cream, so I used just 2% milk.
Oh, that's how I normally make a roux.
Well, I messed up the proportions and accidentally made something that wasn't that.
Too little or too much?
Too much. I made pudding.
Mmm.
I made some
How'd you
pudding.
get it that thick though?
It was like one of those, like those cups of pudding. So it's not really like gelatinous. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, but still,
Maybe a little too much flour, a little too much milk, and I made pudding. I'm like, this doesn't taste right.
Why does this taste like vanilla?
Okay, it was unflavored. It was unflavored, okay. But it had
this
the
my chocolate pudding.
I probably could have put some chocolate syrup in. I probably would have had something good. But
Jesus.
I screwed it up so bad. I'm like, dang. I was making this for mac and cheese. No, not this.
I've made donuts before. Donuts are kind of finicky to make. But some nice fresh fried donuts, those are very good.
Yeah. Okay, so let me ask you. I probably know this answer already, but have you ever been to a haunted attraction?
I mean, technically, yes.
Please do share.
I mean, I've been to Cedar Point before during hollow weekends, and they have scare zones. And that's the closest I've ever gone into it, but Sebastian don't do that type of stuff.
Yeah, okay. This is what I have to say. I mean, I've been to places like that, but I mean like an actual, like, places meant to scare you. Like, my parents, like a long eons ago, I was a little peanut, you know.
Mm-hmm.
They did one of those, drive, like little, like, scary things you could just drive through.
Mm-hmm.
And I was scared as a little peanut. But I like now knowing like what other haunted attractions can do. It's there.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm ready.
Well, buddy, in the famous words of someone I read on the internet, I'm not giving money to failed drama school students.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the haunted house workers. They're just drama kids.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, this is what I'll say. It's not failed if they're making a lot of money.
I mean, true.
That's not that time of year.
I have a fun story about what one of my friends did. So Universal has this thing called Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah.
Pretty famous. And my friend loves that. Eats it up. So he went one year. And he's just taking his nice little stroll, trying to go to the next haunted house he wants to go through. And he's in the Krampus area.
Krampus?
Uh-huh.
Nice.
And as he's walking through, he's in one of the scare zones. And this little elf jumps out in front of him. Now, people have a fight or flight reaction.
Mm-hmm.
I have a flight reaction.
Yeah.
He has a fight reaction.
Okay.
So this man jumps out in front of him, and my friend does not do what any logical person would do and, like, scream and move on. The guy jumps out in front of him, and my friend winds back a kick and just gets the guy square in the nuts. He was escorted out of the park.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
I bet. You probably scared him. Like, I'm surprised they didn't call anything out, like, call any other than security, but...
Yeah, I think my friend really apologized real bad.
It's like, oh man, you scared me. He's like, yeah, thanks. I'm glad I did my job well. Just, because I think they probably, like, mention.
That's probably their training, is that they'll probably get attacked.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that is the fear response.
Yeah, well, it is what it is.
That friend has so many interesting stories while me and him hung out. There was one day, he's out fishing in his little community pond.
Okay.
And you know how there's always that one kid in school who nobody really likes, but you all just kind of put up with him?
Me?
No. I knew you were going to make that joke.
Okay, but continue.
But, like, you know what I mean. He's just kind of there, and he's pretty annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that kid lived in the same neighborhood as my friend.
Okay.
And my friend's just out there fishing, having a good time, until this man strolls up behind him. And you know what you shouldn't do while someone's casting a fishing rod?
What?
Stroll up behind them.
Yeah, makes sense.
So my friend takes his fishing rod, he goes, and he hears, ah! He turns around, hooked him square in the nuts. Hooked the kid square in the nuts. My friend has one reaction. He cut his line, he backed up his shit, and his stuff, and he ran home. That kid strolled into school the next day, and he's like, "You left me there to die."
I mean, I think he caught a couple fish. A lot more
He
than
got some swimmers.
He did get some swimmers, didn't he?
He really
Some minnows.
did. He really did.
Jeez.
Oh,
Terrible. It's terrible.
Great times.
So, yeah.
So let's get on the topic of Halloween for a second. Famous horror movie characters. Who's the strongest one you think you could take?
That I could take? Let me ponder on that one real quick. Do you have an answer?
I do have an answer.
Mm-hmm.
Put me up against Chucky. Chucky ain't got nothing on me. I'm putting him in a hole 6 foot under, and I mean, he's going to have a grudge on me for a while. But it's going to take him quite a bit of time to dig out of that hole. And you know what's happening whenever he's finally out, and I can tell he's coming for me? Because that ain't no stealth killer. You know he's there first for a second.
Yeah.
I'm digging another hole and pushing him back in. And if he comes with a shovel that time, well, that might be a bit more trouble. But
Cement.
exactly.
Yeah.
And we want to have him in a hole filled with cement for a while. He might eventually break out because he's a persistent little bugger.
Mm-hmm.
But you know where I'll be by that time?
Hmm.
I'll be dead. It's going to take a while to get out of that cement. And by that time, I'll have lived a happy life that's full. And that's the rest of my bloodline's problem to deal with.
Mm-hmm. I got a pretty easy one. Jaws.
Yeah, you're just not going to go to the ocean.
Easy.
But you got... My thing is you got to take them on. Like,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
in their realm first. There's
Mhm.
another one who, honestly, I think I'd probably take because, let's be real, Ghostface is just your average Joe in a costume with a knife.
Yeah.
Typically, it's like a high school killer who's deranged.
Yeah, but unless like they're stealth.
Yeah, but Bill,
Do you have the perception of like a genius?
I'm pretty aware most of the time, but let's be real here. This is modern day America. How many people aren't going to be strapped if they can tell some of that type of stuff's going on in their like neighborhood?
Well, at the end of the day, it's still stealth. Like if they're that sneaky,
He's at least going down with me.
maybe.
I,
But
I swear if I hear a wrong answer out of you, if you say like freaking Jason,
I was thinking about saying more of a wrong answer.
Michael Myers,
I was about to say alien.
you're not killing a xenomorph.
Listen, man. Listen. As you said, everyone's strapped.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Your face is getting impregnated.
Hey, yo.
That's what the xenomorphs do.
I know. Man, this is a tough one because I just don't want to copy your answer.
Bro, I got an easy one for you. Freddy, just don't sleep.
Caffeine already helps me with that.
Exactly. Listen, how often do people dream? Not often enough.
So,
I could tell you the last time I had a nightmare.
so think about it like this. What is a Halloween classic?
Charlie Brown and the Great Pumpkin.
That great pumpkin, I got another thing coming. No, think about it deeper.
There's just ghosts.
Ghost Legos. We're on to something. Simply just go. House is haunted, go.
True, just leave.
Well, trying to forget. Listen, hear me out. They're remaking the movie, The Exorcist. Think about it. Just gotta battle your demons.
Bro, listen, if it's The
Battle your
Exorcist,
demons.
it depends what side you're on. Are you the one getting possessed? Or are you the one who's trying to cure the possessed?
Well, at the end of the day, you said I have to fight the demons. Fight them.
So typically that would mean the one you're trying to help the person who's not, or who's possessed.
I mean, there's a lot of ways to help.
But if you're trying to fight that demon, there's only one easy way out.
Listen.
Oh, sorry, I couldn't save your kid. The demon got him first. Like, that slit wasn't caused by this bloody knife.
The demon. Oh.
The demon really got to him.
Yep.
Oh, too bad. So sad.
Or something like Paranormal Activity. Just go to a different house. Just up, shoot. This is
Fair.
cursed.
You know what? I think I could live through Scary Movie.
Which one?
All of them.
Yeah?
Yeah, I haven't watched a single one, by the way.
Yeah.
I've just seen some clips. You know, me and Ghostface, we just gonna be chilling on the phone on Waza.
Are you witty enough to take on Jigsaw?
Yeah. Dude, reverse bear trap's so easy with all the crap that's around them.
Mhm.
You just stick your head in something so that way whenever it goes to rip your jaws apart, it just gets stuck.
Well, you'd hope
Literally
he gets stuck.
half.
You'd hope he gets stuck.
Hope so. Or, literally half of his mechanisms, you know what you do? Hey, look, there's a whole bunch of loose metal on the ground and all around. You know what we should do? Oh, the machine's jammed. Can't do anything about it.
Shoot.
There's some that's like, yeah, no. I don't know. Or some of it's just you gotta grit your teeth and bear it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's the easiest one to actually get out of, but they make people in the movie stupid? The barbed wire trap. Yeah, you're gonna hurt yourself for a bit, but if you take it slow and steady like you're supposed to, it's very easy. You know what the man in the movie did? Woke up in it, heard that he had like an hour to get out of the barbed wire maze, screamed and ran headfirst into it and impaled himself. And then died of blood loss.
Makes sense. So, let me ask you. So, you said if we could take one of them head on.
Mm-hmm.
Let's up the ante. You're taking two. However,
The two hate each other.
the two are also against each other. So it's a three-way. 1v1. Let me clarify. 1v1.
Give me Chucky, Ghostface, and me. Because, listen, I just have to be more stealthy than Ghostface for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Chucky and Ghostface gonna go at it. Ghostface at the end of the day is a normal dude. Chucky's like an indestructible doll.
Mm-hmm.
Chucky's eventually gonna win that war of attrition.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just go with the Chucky play to push him in the hole.
Mm-hmm. See, I was about to go the whole paranormal route again. However, that's just a lot more ghostly use.
True. Come on, let's do the classic Freddy versus Jason.
Have you ever seen that movie?
I have not, but I know that... Doesn't Jason win in the end? Because Freddy's just too weak. It was either that way, or it's the other way around because Jason's afraid of water.
I believe it's that one.
Yeah.
It's been a while. So, you're thinking too outside the box. You need Freddy, That is...
You know what? Freddy versus Michael Myers, just because I want to see who would win. I just feel like, listen, guys, I know you want to kill me. But can you guys do the grudge match to see who gets to kill me first? At the end of the day, I'll let it happen.
Mm-hmm.
I could even make it fun for you. I could, fake run, maybe try and put up a little bit of a fight, just so you get some more of a kick in it.
So...
But I want to see you two go at it first.
No, actually... I have to change my answer a bit. Jason. And Hillbilly. And you might be thinking, I'm going to lose this, but hear me out. I got to survive long enough and outrun Hillbilly. But once he gets Jason, because he's a slow guy, he's going to be eating...
You let those two get distracted, you hop in your car, and you drive away.
No. See, Jason is discombobulated. He's rotting. I was going to give him food poisoning, and if not, kill him. Easy duo, as long as I can run long enough. And if I'm stuck at Hillbilly's home territory, then that's going to be a little harder. However, it's just him, not the whole
True.
brothers.
True.
And not the whole family. So, that's my reasoning. That's my TED Talk.
Fair enough. I think at the end of the day, a lot of these horror movie characters, you can survive. As long as you're, have somewhat of a brain cell. And you don't do the horror movie girl run.
Oh, whoops, I fell. Oh, no, he's right.
They always keep their hands at their side. Like, why? I noticed, me and my family watched a horror movie the other night. And if I'm getting chased by something, it's full on sprint mode. But no, they're like, ee! It's always that little run.
Huh.
Have you not seen that?
I know what you're talking about, but I'm like, huh.
Yeah, it was also... The movie was not good that we watched. It was called The Exorcists. It wasn't one of the Exorcist movies. This was a spin-off because my mom rented the wrong movie. But, oh boy, did they have... it's like one of the biggest rules in the Catholic Church? women cannot be ordained as ministers.
Yeah.
So that's why in all the Exorcist movies, it's all dudes.
Mm-hmm.
You know how they got a woman to be one of them?
Hmm.
They're like, oh, she switched faiths, but it still counts.
Okay.
I was like, okay.
Okay, hear me out. Let me ask you a question. You know of all the famous movies about haunted places?
I know a lot of
I
them.
forget. There's this one that's the most popular, and it's on the tip of my tongue.
I'd say that it's like a Paranormal Activity, or I don't even know. It's been a while.
I forget what it's actually called, but there's this house. It's supposed to be super.
Monster House.
It's supposed to be super, super duper haunted. Would you ever visit that place?
No, not really. That doesn't sound like a good
Why
idea.
not?
Because it's not smart.
Do you believe in the paranormal?
I can definitely see there being something like that.
You think so?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also, buddy, just think. We're spry, we're young. And you know what always happens to spry young fellas whenever they go into haunted places?
What?
That's how the horror movie starts. When's the last time you saw a horror movie where it's like a bunch of mid-50s guys walking through the place?
Good question. As I was saying, would you ever go inside this haunted place? Oh, dude,
Not if I didn't have to, because that's just not a smart idea.
why not? It's more of an attraction. Like one of them, I forget what the house is called, but it's from Amityville Horror. It's supposed to be really, really a haunted house with a tragic backstory to the residents that lived inside.
There's always a tragic backstory to the residents that lived inside.
But think about it. Would you be... Come on, you just drive up there?
Nah, I think I'm good.
Well, one of them I'm thinking of... Hold on. I forget what it's called. But it's literally within an hour and 30-minute drive.
No thanks.
Just travel a little up north and we're there.
No thanks.
To pay for gas?
No thanks. Is that about the prison?
No. No. But that is a... I don't really think that's haunted.
I don't think it's haunted, but there is a prison one that you can go through, and you can pay extra for them to touch you.
Or no, I think it's just like a haunted attraction, not an actual like
Yeah.
real paranormal quote unquote.
Billy, you want to go check out Alcatraz?
Sure.
Hell yeah.
Real life phasmophobia.
Oh boy.
I've been wanting to do that because I think it would be fun.
I ain't buying all that equipment.
I would buy the equipment.
That's not a good use of money.
I don't care if it's not good use of money. I think it would be a fun time getting
Yeah,
get 4 people.
Yeah, and then the hunt starts, and you're like,
You
oh crap.
You need the two guys, one athletic, one nerdy. You gotta have the female. You need to have the stereotypical black guy. I'm just saying.
We got 3 out of the 4.
We need a female. Okay? Once we get that, we'll go and ghost hunting. We are going ghost hunting.
You know what? Clip that. Just you saying, we need a female.
We do. We do. We do.
Oh god.
You know, we're accepting applicants.
Don't look at me like that.
All under Sebastian's expense.
Hey, yo, what do you mean my expense?
Yeah, you're paying them, Sebastian. They're not gonna do it for free. I pay to go to the place. You pay for the.
That sounds like prostitution with less fun.
No, it's not that. It's not that at all.
Yeah, if you say so.
We're going to a haunted house, doing.
Yeah. We're paying a woman to go and have a fun time with
Well,
us.
no, it's like paying an actor. You know, but you're paying for like a cameraman, you're paying for a camera crew, paying for an editor. You're just paying for people to be a part of it.
Yeah, you go to play Phasmophobia like you normally do too, and real like you're walking in there and you yelling at the ghost.
Yeah, well, listen, it's merely, listen, scratch all that and just hear me out. Why not?
Cause I ain't trying to waste that money.
I'm willing to pay for the equipment.
Hey, you're telling me to pay for the actor?
Uh-huh.
No.
Well, no. It's not an actor because it'll be fake. Am I wrong? The acting. We're not acting. We're going there looking like complete dum-dums. With an EMF reader, a ghost box, and a crappy flashlight. And some UV lights. I don't think UV lights would do anything, but we're bringing them.
What do you mean we want to find the fingies?
What I'm trying to state is we could get the stuff to do it.
Bill, I don't know if you want to go around some old house with a UV light. That sounds like a very scary time.
Listen.
And not for the reason people think. Hey, yo, what's all over the wall?
Listen. And then we build out the content. We film it, we get a cult following. And then we have the big grand finale. Going to Transylvania, Romania.
Yeah.
And we're visiting the castle. Which you can do. At a very expensive cost.
I was about to say, yeah, and how expensive is that?
But think about it. You talk about Vlad the Impaler. Trying to get some ghostly whales. And it's actual history. You get...
That's actual history. Going to these haunted places ain't going to do nothing.
We can do this.
Get a Ouija board first.
We've done that. I know, not live, but I've done that.
I've not. Did it work?
That's debatable.
Yeah?
That's debatable.
What do you mean that's debatable? Did you flip it over and there was a battery pack underneath?
No. So, funny story. Me, the last person had on the previous podcast, a couple other people. All used a Ouija board. Who knows? Who knows if it actually worked or not?
Bill, were you pushing it around?
No. There's a couple of sus things. Like, for example, there's a certain individual said, "Hey, I need you. Here's a word. I need you. Well, you're not on the board. Just tell them, think about Melvin's word. I just said them, but you know, it's whatever." So these two individuals did it, and it got the word. Everything else they said, it was pushed, but that one word, I was not part of pushing the little. However, the word was a 4-letter word. And what do you think? It's wild. It's wild.
The word was wild.
No. It's wild that it happened. Everything else kind of, But this all happened during when a couple years ago in a certain apartment.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You know what?
Uh-huh.
There may have been some demons in that place.
There was most certainly demons.
Oh, boy.
Most certainly demons. But I will say, the funny thing about it is, after that night, no one ever found the board.
Interesting.
I mean, mind you, this was when that one person from the podcast he had a roommate from last podcast.
Was the roommate still there?
No.
Ah.
So it was a whole bunch of people, and we don't know where that went.
Interesting.
I left it there because I didn't want to take it home.
Fair.
And
Yeah, I probably just got lost in that apartment. I mean,
when they moved, I assumed they'd find it. But
who knows? I mean, it took him forever to realize that we hit a bottle of Cranch
hidden bottle of Cranch. Perfect. Just
Jesus.
absolutely perfect. Let me finger view.
Now, Bill, what's your opinion on all of this as a game developer
Mhm.
who has made a horror game? What's your opinion on all of this mascot horror coming out?
Mascot horror. So I've seen a lot of it. And back during when I was making my first horror game, I thought about going that route. Then I realized something. You're essentially making a horror game based off of like a cutesy little thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's just murderous. And honestly, I think it's very damaging to the overall industry. It's not indie games, but everyone it's like a fad. Everyone is doing it, and it's not that. I think creativity on that side is just dried up. Will I say my horror game's better than some of them? Absolutely not. Mine was just amateur first time experiences going straight at it. However, I've seen a lot of it, and there's a whole ton of it.
And I just think the one that does it best is Five Nights at Freddy's because that was the original.
Yeah, there's been a couple of other ones.
I know the other two that kind of blew up more so was like Poppy's Playtime,
Yeah.
and then I think Garden of Banban did, but that was also mostly because it was a meme.
Yeah.
And then there was like the My Friendly Neighborhood or something like that, 'cause that was like the puppet game. But I think that was more based off of like Sesame Street.
Yeah. That.
And that one played more like a Resident Evil game.
There. Because I pay attention to that stuff, because admittedly horror games are good, but they're just hard to
Do right.
yeah. But with my RPG I'm making, it's more because horror is a hard thing to achieve.
Yeah. I mean, unless you're trying to do it as like cheap jump scares, which a lot of horror games rely on now.
Yeah.
Like probably still, I can't even think of a game that's actually like scary. Because you have to really do it heavily with suspense, which I think is why Phasmophobia did so well. It's just because Phasmophobia, you don't know, every time you go in, it's a randomized experience, and you don't know when a ghost event will occur or something like that. Versus, like, if you're playing, then there's also, like, the survival, like, Five Nights at Freddy's, where it's like, yeah, if I mess up, then I'm going to get jump scared. So you're tense for it. But a lot of the times, it's just, a lot of games fall flat because it's like, oh, you know, it's been a while since something happened. Something's probably going to jump out at me. Oh, there it is.
No. There's a couple of good horror games. People always talk about Silent Hill.
Never played it.
It's PlayStation 2.
Mm-hmm.
PlayStation 2. And the discs are just purely expensive.
Oh, I'm sure.
They're like $200 a pop.
Dang.
It's getting those old games. PT. Well, it's just a playable demo, but
Mm-hmm.
that's
I miss the fun of old games where they didn't have enough storage on one disc, so you'd have to get some games got up to like 6 discs to play.
yeah.
Like this is the end of part 1 of the game.
It was wild.
That was like Final Fantasy games. I think Final Fantasy 13, the one I played as a kid a lot, had 3 discs, and then it had extra stories, so it would get you up to like 6, which was funny to me. I think I still have all 3 of them. It's like Final Fantasy 13, Final Fantasy 13, Lightning Returns, and I forgot the last one.
So, I recommend you try that. There's one other. Just make you a different human.
I've heard Outlast is really good.
I was about to say Outlast. Outlast is a really good one.
Mm-hmm.
The issue with it, it throws you in. The thing is, it has as little information as possible, which is what it's supposed to do. Very dark, grim.
I know a game that's kind of horror-like, but it's also, once you play it for a bit, it's much more one of those survival horror games to get your goal. Have you heard of Welcome to the Game?
Yep.
Yep. That game, I have it, and I haven't tried it out yet. I have Welcome to the Game, too.
Welcome to the game.
Yeah. The second one.
Yeah.
I want to get the doll maker in it. You know about the doll maker, right?
No.
So just think about it this way. You're going through this game, you're trying to already survive, like, this cult that's attacking you, the police,
I'm starting to remember.
the hitman.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, while you're doing this, you visit this website called the Doll Maker.
Mhm.
Because you're trying to find these hidden keys all online. And you're like, huh, well, you either find a key on the website or you don't, but it doesn't matter. But you're like, huh, this is kind of a creepy man who's doing this. Because you guy kills people and girls and turns them into dolls.
Yeah.
So, after you visit that website, you get like 5-10 minutes, and then your power goes out. So you turn the power back on, you start heading back, and as soon as you open the door to go back into like your apartment, you're taken from behind with a knife around your throat. And he tells you that in a heavy German accent that he appreciates you visiting his website and that you seem to take interest in his wares. Now you must find him more supplies. Do not fail me. Do not test me. And then you have to like stop everything you're doing trying to figure out your mission. And instead of doing that, you gotta like go buy these things, hack the apartment's computer system to go find the apartments of a bunch of young girls, and you have to go hang these little markers on them. For the rest of your playthrough, you need to have a list ready until you run, and you either beat the game or you run out of supplies first and he kills you. But you gotta hang it up, and then he goes and you just hear a scream. And then he comes back by. He drags a doll with him. And then tells you to get another one. Fun times.
It's wild. Have you ever played it?
I've not played it, but I've seen gameplay of it. I'm like, this seems like fun. I should try it, but it also seems very difficult.
Yeah, that is for sure. So I got a content update for my game, a little update. So I am improving on crafting,
Okay.
taking crafting mechanic and we're doing something out of this world, out of the mind. So if you have 5 metal bars, you could make 1 reinforced iron bar.
Oh boy.
And then you could take 5 of those and make a. I think I said it was a hardened iron bar. What?
25 iron for 1 hardened iron bar.
Uh-huh.
And let me guess, the best weapon in the game or whatever requires you to use a bunch of them. Or there's going to be another 2 steps after that.
See, the goal is I'm gonna have a whole list of craftable weapons.
That just sounds like grinding.
I'm gonna have a whole list of craftable weapons. And what you're gonna need to do is get 1 of each of the weapons, craft into the Omega weapon.
Oh boy.
Why? It's a classic.
You see, you know what this sounds like?
Huh.
This sounds like if you sell your soul to the game, you get the most powerful weapon.
Well,
I've played a game that did that once.
you go mine, chop.
So, as I've said to you a bunch, I don't know if I said on the podcast, my favorite series is Xenoblade.
Yes.
And the second one, you get this character who you can get extra parts for, and it makes them broken. Like, literally, there's like a super boss in the game that's level 140. Keep in mind, you play this game as a party of 3. You can take one character who has just the like character you can customize on it, and you can solo that boss at like level 90 or something like that. 50, kill something 50 levels above you. But how you get those extra parts is you play this little 8-bit arcade game they put in the game. And people say if you want to be the most broken character in the game, you must sell your soul to Tiger Tiger.
Wow.
And That's what it sounds like to me. Is you gotta sell your soul to grinding.
Well, see, here's the thing. You don't have to do it. You can just buy a weapon.
Uh-huh.
But what I'm trying to do is having craftable weapons different from weapons you can buy.
Okay.
So it's a whole other tier system.
You know how to make people even more mad? Random chance for good quality or bad quality.
You know, I'm just one guy, okay? I'm just one guy.
1 to 3 star weapons. And it's a random chance whenever you forge it.
You know what would be the biggest middle finger? If it has like if there's chances at just craft failing, and it's like a 50-50 chance.
I know a game like that. Have you heard of the game Fear and Hunger?
You know.
In Fear and Hunger, it's a very interesting and dark RPG where I've seen more gameplay of the second one than the first. But basically, whenever you get into fights with enemies, each of your body parts is a location they can hit. Each of their body parts is a location you can hit. And some characters like to carry like chainsaws. And they can cut your arm off. And for the rest of that playthrough, you don't have an arm.
Okay.
But what makes the game even more so fun is, let's say you're going through and you're going for chests and you're trying to get some loot.
Yeah.
And you know, it's important in RPGs to get some loot.
Yeah, of course.
Coin flip. It's 50-50 if you get any gear or anything.
So...
And also fights are extremely hard to win.
So yeah, I'm planning on doing that. And also crafting ammo for bows.
Okay.
Different ammo, different... Currently, there's going to be only one bow.
Okay.
But, like I said, it's
Tears
going...
of the Kingdom style. Meat on a stick. Fire the arrow.
A jar of fire. Doesn't make sense.
But it doesn't have to.
It doesn't have to. Elemental fire. Jar of elemental fire.
True. Come on, you're not gonna get that fancy, like, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom animation. It's like, I have a fire arrow, pulls it back, and like the little fire aura goes to the arrow tip.
Honestly, that's not hard.
Could do it.
Could do it. Am I lazy? Absolutely.
Oh, 100%.
But it could happen. Well, you know what? I think... Do you hear that? You hear the scurrying? The scurrying of the rats?
The one of us.
One
One of us. One of us. One of us.
With that...
Have a good day, y'all.